All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Asymmetrical Controller Podcast. Today we have myself, Toad, HoiSin, and Shark here.
Howdy.
Hello.
All right, Shark, do you want to start us off with the subjects that you want to talk about?
I guess. I was saying stuff about Redfield and how it came out. I don't even remember when it came out. Like last week.
The Redfall.
Yeah, Redfall. It came out last week. And it's mostly negative in reviews. Like, from what I've heard, they have an open world map, apparently. But the map is extremely empty. Like, there's nothing there. The missions apparently are all the exact same, like straightforward. The AI runs in a straight line at you. They cannot get around a car. They don't have the AI. The AI is like stupid.
Yeah.
Like if there's like anything in between you and the vampire, they won't be able to get around it. Or
Uh,
sometimes they get stuck
oh no.
and the animation stops.
Oh, like they'll try to get to you and then just like freeze.
Yeah, like they'll stop in animation so you can just shoot them. And it's like a 50-50 chance if they'll go back into their animation and attack you or they'll stand still.
Oh, that's so sad.
And then the frame rates keep dropping.
Yeah.
So between that and Jedi Survivor,
Yeah, it's not
or
been.
has that changed?
Jedi Survivor. So they released a patch. Probably about 4 days ago, and initially there wasn't any difference I noticed. Because when I would hop in and like everything ran smoother, but if I went to the pause menu, the game would just crash entirely. Uh, but now it's not doing that as much. It still does it. But there's still weird. There are weird things. Like I think Jedi Survivor is not nearly in as bad of shape as Redfall is. Um, but it still has its weird clunky problems. Because I got to a point where um you learn a new ability in the game, and the what was it? And the game kept telling you like, oh, hold down this button in order to do this new move. And I would hold down the button and let go, but nothing would happen. And then and after like trying for like 5 minutes, I looked up to see if anyone else had this problem, and there was a whole Reddit thread about it where someone was saying, "Oh yeah, if you have to restart your game in order to get that to work because the game doesn't want to acknowledge that you've learned the ability at that stage." So I'm like, okay. And so I had to reload my save and lose, I think, about 15 minutes of progress and like redo it all, which wasn't too bad, but it's like still ridiculous. Um, but yeah, but I know I'll have to. Now, have you played any Redfall at all?
I have not. I was thinking about it since it's on Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
and I have Game Pass. I'm not paying $70. If I can get it for free, I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, yeah. I recently, I was just like planning to just watch the train wreck as it happened. That is the game, but uh, my boss for one of my jobs, what did he do? He contacted me. I think it was about 3 days ago, and he's like, "Hey, do you have any interest in reviewing Redfall? Because I have a key for you." And I'm like, "I've heard it's a train wreck, so I would certainly like to experience this train wreck." And he's like, "Okay." Like he seemed very nervous handing me the key, but he's like, "Here you go. Have fun. Don't be mean." I'm like,
So
"I
you
won't."
got the
But
game?
yeah, so I have the game downloaded, and I just need to start playing through it.
I might
Cause
actually download it on my laptop tomorrow when I'm at work.
there you go. Cause yeah, cause I have about, I think, 6 or 7 games I still need to finish reviews for right now.
Better get on that.
I know. I also need to finish.
What was that one game that we were gonna play? But
the bear butt boxing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did it already.
Yeah, I need to write up the review for that one.
We need to play it again. That was dumb, but
Oh yeah. It was absolutely brilliant, but stupid at the same time. But yeah. Of course, with that game being early access, I have no idea where they can take that game.
yeah.
But we'll see. Alright, but switching over to something else, we have some lovely Outlast Trials information. Courtesy of the Red Barrel Games Twitter page, where we have met 3 of the, as they call them, denizens of
Did
the
they have
facility.
to do anything with those weird vague things that they were posting?
I don't think so. They might have hinted at them in some way. But it doesn't seem like it, because I continue to watch some of those videos, but I didn't really pick up anything that these new hints did. But so these 3 denizens that they've introduced they're essentially going to be like the shop owners of the game. So we have Cornelius Noakes, who's an engineer, and his summary of his character reads, a veteran of World War II, Mr. Noakes was an Air Force engineer until he was recruited and abducted by the Murkoff Corporation. Mr. Noakes provides technical maintenance in the Sinyala facility. Mr. Noakes is reluctant to make friends because he knows most regents, which is what the players are called, won't live long, and he feels guilt for taking part in their cruel treatment. His truest friend is his dog, a taxidermied animal named Tango. And it says, just like you, Mr. Noakes would escape from the facility if he could. And it's showing here that he's going to essentially be the gentleman who helps you upgrade your rigs. Do you remember? You didn't play the beta, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so the rigs, essentially in the beginning of the game, you're essentially drilled into these rigs that you have, or these that like hang from you at all times. And all the rigs like do various different things. So there's like one rig that you can throw out and it'll give like a healing gas for anyone around you. And then I think there's one that's like kind of like a flashbang in a way. And just various other types of abilities that can help you survive or like circumnavigate problems that come up. So I think he's gonna be very sort of run-of-the-mill guy, but an essential guy. The other denizen they have is Emily Barlow, who's marked as the pharmacist. And it says here that Nurse Barlow's main thing is something called prescriptions, which enhances your physical and mental abilities. But this one line in her thing confuses me because it says, Markov chemical therapy is terminal, meaning once purchased from Nurse Barlow, a prescription is active forever. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to mean that whatever prescription you purchase, you maintain and always keep it, like, for the entirety of the time you play the game, or if it's just something that lasts until your character dies in one of the trials. But
kind of like if it's the difference between, I don't know how to explain that. Never mind. I lost it.
Oh yeah, from like I guess from a temporary boost or a permanent boost.
Yeah, I think I was thinking of like Smite or League of Legends where you buy something in the game, like during the round.
Oh
But if
yeah.
it's a different kind of game where you buy it and you get to keep it for the entirety of your, that's what I was trying to compare it to.
Yeah, that's fair. That'd be a fair comparison because that's what. Yeah, like that's the one thing that keeps going between my head. I'm like, okay, is it just continuing buying it or just buy it once and you're good? But I don't know. Of course,
But if it's
now,
real money, I'm assuming that you're going to be able to keep it for.
yeah, but I'd imagine it's probably in-game currency that you use for it, and I assume this sort of thing because I haven't heard anything about the Outlast Trials having any microtransactions beyond like buying outfits. If you want to like buy this really exclusive outfit, it's like pay us $2 here. But I don't know. Of course, the next character is just named Doris, and marked as the Shadowy Dame. Which Doris has apparently been a participant in the trials for a lot longer than any of the players have. Um, but she's given up on participating in them, and now just like sells illicit goods inside the sleep room. Uh, and she deals with amps, uh, which I can't tell with the amps whether this is sort of like adding mods to, um, like your rigs thing, like an additional thing that you add beyond what Cornelius can do, or if it's uh, or if it's more of what we're talking about, where it's like a temporary boost. Because I'm wondering if the amps are the temporary boost and prescriptions are the permanent boost. I'm just not sure because they're still very vague and everything. So, but
And when is this supposed to come out?
this is supposed to come out, I think, in 2
Fairly
weeks.
soon, right?
Yeah. Let me see.
Hopefully they're not going to like keep that part a secret until you get in the game.
Yeah. Okay. May 18th. So 11 days.
A little less than 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, as a HoiSin, are you planning to hop into the Outlast Trials at all?
I mean, it sounds interesting. Definitely would take a look at it. I've played the single player versions, and I enjoyed them. So yeah, if I'm looking for something kind of different from Dead by Daylight.
Mm.
You should play Overwatch.
Yeah, sure, you should.
No,
Come join
no.
us.
No, don't do that.
Wait, us?
Well,
You play
Shark and I
too?
both play.
Yeah, I mainly
Oh.
play competitive, but a whole different story.
Yeah. Yeah, I may play competitive too, but I need to like actually get a rank in order to play with Shark. I think at
Yeah.
this rate.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. I stopped playing those types of games. I actually moved to a game like Dead by Daylight because I wanted something different than what I was playing before, because I got burnt out by the toxicity.
I
Feeling
mean,
that way
that's fair.
myself right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, so my main game before was, I think, a mixture between CS:GO and I used to play PUBG as well. And I used to play Dota 2 as well. So, yeah, I feel like after I stopped playing those games, I just became a better person. So, and
Of course,
I
then,
lowered, yeah,
yeah.
See that?
Because
lowered
I
my
have to
blood
ask
pressure.
you then,
Yeah.
with Counter Strike 2 coming out, uh, within, I guess, the next like 3 months or so, is that all luring you back in?
I mean, yeah, like I definitely would go back to that probably and try it out a little bit. because my friends are for sure going to play as well. So I usually just, as long as as long as it's something all my friends are playing, because I've gotten so used to playing games now that are multiplayer, where I need a pre-made. Like I can't just like queue in with randoms I anymore. It's just I don't have the patience for it, like I did earlier um, when I was like younger. But that was mostly because I also had less of a filter. Um,
Mm.
I don't know.
You're one of those players.
Yeah,
Were you
yeah,
one
like yeah, I was pretty toxic myself. I mean, like
I've heard
if
you play DVD sometimes.
of?
I mean, I am kind of a sweat, so I'm not gonna lie. Like I play to win and stuff, so like yeah, I, I like if you think I was bad, like playing with me and
No,
hearing
I'm
the
not
stuff
saying
I
you're bad.
say.
I'm just teasing you.
Oh no, but like I was like 100 times worse when I was younger. Because if you did anything that I thought was remotely stupid,
You would call him out.
I would call them out. And a lot of times, like like the people that the person that I was like, that was very common. Um, you would bump into people like that all the time if you were playing competitive games. So you know, usually I would bump into people like me who weren't afraid to express their opinions on how the game should be played, and also thought like they were the smartest person in the world. So I would always get into arguments and stuff. Just your typical like gamer moment stuff. So yeah.
I think everyone that plays online lobbies needs to go through it at least once.
Yeah. So,
It's kind of therapeutic sometimes.
yeah, it is. Because, I don't have any, I don't, um, people that I queue with that are randoms, they have no value to me. So I'll say whatever the fuck I want to them. Um, and then, once it's done, it's done. I don't have to see them ever again. And if I see them again, well, I just tell them to go kill themselves. Okay, I shouldn't do that.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I shouldn't. No, I shouldn't. But like, that was me in the past. Nowadays, like, I just can't. Like, if you, if I bump into people that irritate me or annoy me, I literally just like, say a bunch of one-liners and then mute them, and then, um,
Like you
after.
gotta defend yourself a little bit, then you just gotta leave it
Yeah,
alone.
yeah. And then if they do something stupid, I'll like unmute myself. Establish that I unmute myself as like, "Hey, douchebag. So I just wanted to unmute myself to tell you that you're fucking garbage at the game, and why would you make that play? Holy fuck, you're dumb." And then, okay, I'm gonna mute you again. Later's, bitch. And then, yeah.
please, please tell me
So
you're one of those people that whenever there's a squeaker in the lobby, you're always like, get out.
so not not
I got a
really.
story.
Not really. I don't really mind that kind of stuff. Unless they're being very annoying.
Uh
So like I've bumped into kids before and I played with them. Um, okay, let me rephrase that. I've bumped into kids before and uh I've tried to communicate with them in a team context.
huh.
And
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, I don't mind the ones who are just like, playing the game and they're not saying anything like cringy. But, if they say something like, oh my God, I'm like the best player ever or something like
Did you
that.
see that shot? Oh my god.
Yeah, then, I'll if I hear those lines for like the next 15 minutes, I'm gonna
If they
get
repeat them over and over, that's when I say something.
pretty much, yeah. But for the most part, I don't really mind that kind of stuff. Um,
Because sometimes kids in games like that are really adorable and I can't help but laugh. Especially if they get a really good shot off and they're like, yeah, did you see that?
yeah, no, like that's different, but like,
I hype them up.
there are levels to it. But for the most part, I don't mind if I get queued up, with younger people, as long as they're not annoying. Because like if
Try to backseat
regardless
the
of
entire lobby.
regardless of who you are, like I don't think being annoying is specifically bound to an age, right? If you're
Oh
annoying,
no.
yeah, if you're an annoying person in general, like you're gonna piss me off regardless. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny going back to the the mute unmute stuff. So like I I talk a bunch of shit, mute them, and then whenever I unmute them, I establish that I unmute and then talk more shit. So like I did this to the one person, and literally, I I told them I was muting them, right? But then I didn't actually mute them on purpose because I wanted to listen to what they said, right? And then they were so pissed off that they thought that, their words couldn't get to me. And then he goes like, "Bro, this guy's such a fucking virgin. Holy shit. He's probably scared of confrontation, all that kind of stuff, right?" And then um in all chat, he just types, "Yo, can you tell my name? I think my name was different at the time. Can you tell my name that he's a fucking loser and needs to fucking, get out of his mom's basement, blah 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 blah." He was so mad. It was kind of funny, honestly. Um, it you should try it sometime. It's actually a great way to piss
Honestly,
people off.
it really is funny. Like, I got into the rank in Overwatch where there was the most toxic people, apparently.
Oh
It's
no.
Plat.
Oh yeah.
But like last night we had this one Hanzo on our team, and by the third round, he had 10 kills. Well, everyone else in the lobby had about 40. And they were flaming him, and then he just basically left the voice chat, left the text chat, and would not switch at all. But then the people in voice chat, I stayed in to listen to the people yelling at him because they kept yelling at him on voice chat, like
Mm.
flaming him while he couldn't hear. And it's sometimes really entertaining to listen to people bitch and complain. It's just like you're the backseat driver with a little bit of popcorn, just listening to people.
Yeah.
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 It's those situations that like it seems like yeah, like you're just an audience member to like almost like a couple fighting
Yeah.
or like the third wheel that's just accidentally there when shit goes down. It's like, okay, I'll just be in this corner while you guys sort this out.
That's why I
Yeah.
play support. Like, if as long as I have decent healing, I'm good. No one's gonna yell at me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like, of course, I remember there have been certain times where people have yelled at me, like, when I played Mercy. Like, they yelled at me being like, "Why aren't you reviving me?" or "Why are you healing me?" And I look at where they are, and they're, like, behind the enemy lines. I'm like, I
Yeah.
ain't going back there.
Good luck, my man.
I
got
have to
into the
go through
point
5
where
people to get to you.
I got to the point where if I know you're gonna die, I just walk away
Yeah.
because I'm not about to die myself. Like in any game, not just Overwatch. Like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Of course, I have the problem of just trying to take care of everyone. So, like, if I was to ever record my Mercy gameplay, it'd be so spastic looking because I'm just going from everyone, just be like, heal, 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 heal. Like, just spamming it.
Yeah,
Uh, and I know there have been multiple times where my one friend who I occasionally play with, he'll be like, listen, I know you're trying to heal everyone, but you need to stop almost killing yourself every, like, 5 minutes when shit goes down. Because, like, sometimes I'll just, like, see the tank just, like, go flying off and getting surrounded by 4 of the enemy players, and I'm like, okay, if I just go heal him, I'll be fine.
I'm
Then
just
I
gonna go
just...
fly in there.
Yeah.
And I'll just be up in the air. They can't catch me.
Yeah, it's like, eventually my fuel runs out, and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm in danger.
Yeah. Um, to backtrack on our tangent that we went off on. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Outlast Trials. So, when it comes out, I guess. Yeah, I'll take a look at the gameplay. I need to
Yeah.
change from DBD, I feel like.
Yeah, Chris, the weird thing about it is, like, I know when it comes out on the 18th, I know it will be in a early access phase for PC. But the one weird thing is they have yet to announce what the price is for the game. So
Yeah, it just says coming soon.
yeah. So I just don't know if they're just not going to charge initially while it's in early access and then charge you later on down the line once it comes full release, or if they fully intend to just have it be a free to play and then have microtransactions in the forms of cosmetics in order to pay for the game.
Possibly. I know with some games it says it's going to be coming soon, but an early access or something like that, but you can't really get early access until the game basically just drops.
Yeah.
And most of the time it doesn't give you a price, but with those instances you probably are going to have full price.
Yeah.
Unless you owned it before.
Yeah, like I kind of hope that you have to pay something like $30 or something for it, because like I'd feel much happier giving them money up front for what they've made, but then if I don't want to buy any cosmetics, I don't have to, sort of shindig. Because it seems like such a great game that I'm like, okay, if things go well, I want to financially support you in some way. But I don't know if your cosmetics are going to be what I want, if that's the case of how you want to be supported. Because I forget, how much I should look up what the other two games, what they cost. Okay, so the first game is $20. What about the second one? Because I don't even know if the second one ever made a Steam. Oh, it was on Steam. Okay, that was $30. Okay, so I guess between $20 and $30 is what to probably expect from Red Barrels. Yeah. Alright. HoiSin, do you have any topics you want to bring up at all?
Not really. I kind of just jumped in here because I saw y'all in here.
Yeah.
Jump in here more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
I mean, I guess since we're on that topic, yeah, what are y'all playing currently?
Oh gosh, I'm still continuing to play Video Horror Society.
Oh, do you solo or do you
I
queue up with
solo
people?
right now because I
You need to
I've
let me
convinced
know
Shark
so I
to
can
play
join
from
you.
time to time. Yeah. And Steven and I recently tried out the they have a new version of it that's like wave combat. And
that one.
Yeah, Steve and I tried that on the hardest difficulty. And we got our asses whooped in about 3 minutes, 4 minutes by the AI.
Is that like the survival from like Left 4 Dead or like the zombie thing from Black Ops?
Yeah, essentially. Like it's essentially where they send out waves of the Dollmaster dolls, but then they also send out one monster, and you have to craft a weapon that the monster, because each monster needs to be injured by a certain stigma, and you have to craft that weapon in time and then attack the monster with that weapon. So
I'll have to play that.
yeah, it's definitely, I'm getting worried more and more about VHS, and that's because the
Player
developers
base keeps going down.
Well, no, the player base has actually grown a little bit.
Okay.
At least from what I can tell. But the thing that's happening is it's not growing fast enough. So part of the development team for this game have started working on another project in order to bring in additional revenue that they need to keep the lights on. So everyone's kind of like saying like, okay, is this now are we in the swan song of Video Horror Society?
Already?
Yeah, already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when you consider it's a free to play game, which should have attracted a lot of people, but just didn't. But then also, like, the only way they make money is through cosmetics. But granted, their cosmetics are great. It's just...
Oh, yeah, the cosmetics are great.
I don't want to spend all my money on them. But yeah, then just beyond that game, I've just been playing Played Up, which is a...
On a Switch?
restaurant game. No, I'm playing on PC.
Okay.
Because that's where a bunch of people I know have it on. What's the other game? I've been playing Jedi Survivor, which I talked about earlier. I've been playing anything else? Oh, Dredge. I've been playing Dredge, which that's been fun.
Oh, interesting.
Which that's like a what is it? Daedric horror fishing game. I think that's the proper way to describe it.
You talked about this before, right?
I think so. I think I brought it up a week or two ago.
It makes me think of what I talked about, how it reminded me of the game Oxenfree.
Yeah, I remember you bringing it up. Yeah. Of course. Oh, and I didn't even see this until I just went to the store page for Dredge. They have a roadmap. They're bringing DLC. Granted, a lot of it just seems very basic things, but they're bringing map markers to the game, a photo mode and wildlife thing, which I don't quite know what that'll entail. It's a passive mode and just a photography mode. Boat customization, which I could see that getting wacky. And then apparently a paid DLC, or it looks like they're adding a new area to the map. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, Iron.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the little notes right now.
Let's see. Yeah, new... What is this? Gather materials to construct new buildings and biomatter to fuel the rig, meet new characters, craft new equipment, and catch new fish.
So this is just like, you just fish?
Yeah, that's essentially the whole game is like you just fish. But then there are chances where, like, if you stay out too long at night, or if you don't sleep at all, you'll start having, like, hallucinations of things around you. But then some of the hallucinations will actually, like, be real and attack you. So there's a lot of weird horror elements that you wouldn't expect them to put in a fishing game, but is there.
I actually know someone that would probably really like this game, which is my cousin. He, in any game that he can ever play, if there's a fishing mode, he will spend hours upon hours upon hours in it. He just absolutely loves fishing.
There you go. Yeah, this might be perfect. Yeah. But Shark, what games have you been playing?
Besides Overwatch, and I'm getting
Overwatch,
burnt out of that. Persona 3, actually, it's free on Game Pass right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually 3, 4, and 5 are all in Game Pass right now. And I played 3 before, never finished it, but then I had it on the PS2. Then I tried to emulate the game, kept losing my stuff. So I played, I think, the beginning of this game about more than a dozen times.
Oh, jeez.
So I know what to do, but it's just so annoying to do. But on the Game Pass version, you can play 2 different ways. You can play the original, which you have the male and main character, or you can play with the female main character. There's not really anything different, but there's different voice lines, and you can date other people in the game.
Okay.
And that. But that's about it, honestly.
Yeah, well, considering what little I know Persona, like just the Persona series, it's like they seem to eat up a lot of time.
Absolutely. Like, there's technically 6 games in the main series. There's 1, 2, then 2.5, which is basically a sequel to 2 directly. Then there's 3, 4, and 5. The first
Okay.
3, they are completely different. They're just kind of your basic kind of dungeon crawler, questy things. But 3, 4, and 5, you have to do different mechanics where you do social links. You hang out with people more and you get more powerful and stuff like that. But you can only hang out with them for a certain amount of days or certain conditions. So it takes more than one playthrough to 100% the game.
Yeah.
I think it took me on Persona 4, I think it took me about 20 playthroughs to be able to 100% it.
Mm-hmm. No.
And yeah, it's a lot. But that's only if you care about 100%ing the game, like I try to do.
Yeah.
But they have really decent but dark stories in some of the games.
Yeah. Chris, that sort of reminds me of the second Knights of the Old Republic game. Because I think I've played through that game twice. For a total of like 100 hours. And I still do not have all the achievements in the game.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah.
I think I got the platinum trophy on... No, I know I got it on Persona 4. I think the third one on the PSP. And then the dancing game. I got platinum trophy on all the dancing games.
There's a dancing game?
There's 3 of them.
Oh.
Those are the kind of off-spin stuff, but they're really fun. They're like your basic rhythm games.
Oh, okay.
Like Osu? Or
Kinda. They're like Osu, yeah. You just have to press the buttons on the controller.
Hmm.
oh, that's interesting.
And those were on the PSP, like the dancing ones?
The first one, Persona 4 Dancing All Night, was on the PS Vita. Then they re-released like a set of them for Persona 3 and 5, and then 4 altogether for the PlayStation.
Huh. Okay. Alright, and HoiSin, what have you been playing since you have asked us this question?
Yeah.
Pass it back to you.
Let me see.
Besides DVD.
Well, now my answer is a lot harder.
How many hours? Wait, here, let me ask you this real quick. I'm really curious.
Yeah,
How many hours do you have on DVD?
almost 2K, I think.
Oh, jeez. That's more than me.
Oh, dude, no, if you think that's a lot, you'd be surprised. I play with people now that have like
You should really enter a tournament, honestly. They have those for cash money.
no,
Yeah.
I don't. So the thing is, like, I the joy I get out of games, and this kind of stemmed back to when I was playing like those toxic competitive games like CS:GO, Dota 2, all that kind of stuff. Like uh your self progression, like feeling your self progression and feeling that you're improving in some way every time you play. That's that's an appealing part of any game that I try to play.
You just try to
So
get better.
yeah, exactly. So but you know, I at the same time I've watched and seen, you know, what those tournaments are like, and I don't really want to be a part of them. It seems very stressful. The rules are actually really weird. There are also one of the most common formats whenever they're trying to determine a winner in those tournament matches is what was it? It, it the killer gets scored based on how many hooks they get, which is interesting because
Is that how it
uh,
works?
yeah, which is interesting because then that doesn't give you the incentive to unhook people. Actually, a lot of people just leave their teammates to die on hook, uh, in order to limit the score of the killer. So I think it's weird how they score it. Like a lot of tournaments they score it with like gens done versus amount of hooks
Huh.
that you get. Yeah, it's not
Weird.
they don't score it based on like who escapes or stuff like that. Or at least a lot of the tournaments have that kind of format. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
See, I did not know that.
but yeah, it's I uh, I am kind of a sweat, but like as a
Not
survivor,
that sweaty.
as a survivor, as a killer, I'm pretty chill. But as a survivor, I'm kind of sweaty, but like not to that level. I couldn't ever imagine taking part in those tournaments because like I don't want to like it just feels really stressful. I like learning and improving, but I want to do it comfortably. So, yeah, definitely don't want to take part in any of that kind of stuff. Um, but other than DBD, let me see. I don't know. I've dabbled with Phasmophobia because there's a bunch of people that played uh, that I found out played recently, and they just I just kind of played for a game here and there. It's definitely a game that I don't feel like it's very replayable. Even though it's a fun game, um, once in a while. Um, I know people who play that game still for like 4 or 5 hours every day, which is insane. I don't know how. It's like I don't know. It's like playing Minesweeper for like 4 to 5 hours a day. Like, there's how could you get so much out of a game? I mean, if you can get that much out of one game, like kudos to you. But like, it's just I don't know. It's
That's why you stick with RuneScape. You can do so much in that game, but
True.
absolutely do nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
yeah. Funny enough, at my old job, which was we were teaching kids how to code. I had one worker who basically had like 5 monitors and like I believe one had Netflix on and the other one had RuneScape. And then he was using the other 3 monitors to teach. But he was doing that all during class, so
Yeah,
RuneScape,
like
yeah, convenient.
RuneScape, you honestly don't even have to pay attention unless you're fighting.
Hmm.
But I've kept RuneScape open on a separate screen while I played Overwatch before.
Hmm. Yeah,
It's so easy to AFK.
it
Oh yeah.
is. It really is. Looking to go back at it.
And it's so addicting too. Yeah, me too, honestly. I'm wanting to play it a lot recently.
Now, are you guys both fans of the original RuneScape version or the
Absolutely.
more modern? Okay.
But, oh my god. I don't want to get into that. I'm gonna get angry.
that whole debate, because yeah, I was talking to a friend recently,
No,
and
it's
he was
not
just
even that.
discussing how much the how much they changed the game.
Oh, they
It like
absolutely.
tore apart the community, and then they had to put it back together by
Yeah.
releasing the older version again.
But that wasn't even it. Like, I had this account since like maybe 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, like maybe a year or two ago, it was like an old school RuneScape account too. So I was playing old school RuneScape again. But it came up to this one point where it said you need to do a second authenticator for your account. So I did that, but then I did not realize I have no access to the email anymore. I have no access to any of the login information.
Oh no!
And they're not responding to my emails. They have not been for a year. So I've lost my account that I had since
Damn.
like 2004, and it made me so mad.
That is a shame.
I had so much stuff on that account.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
maybe 20 mil. on that
Oh my
account.
goodness.
Yeah, and I had so many runes. I had so many maxed out skills. It makes me so mad.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's sort of the reason why like I don't ever want to go back to Lord of the Rings online, because I remember there was one point where I just lost all interest in the game because it just took such a long time to level up.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I played
then,
it too.
yeah, but then, uh, at some point the game kept sending me emails, be like, "Hey, just so you know, you haven't been active in a month. We're gonna sell your house and everything in it in like another month." And I'm like,
Yeah, that sucks. They do that on
ah,
Final Fantasy too.
yeah,
Like if you buy a house on Final Fantasy 14, if you do not log in for like 3 months, they will sell it.
yeah. So like, I haven't played that game in like since 2015. So like my house and all the rare trophies or whatnot that I had
It's
is like
just gone.
long gone. But
Oh no.
I'm like I still don't want to go back into that game to like
Because it'll just make you
recover any
mad.
of it. Well, yeah, like right now it's like I have no friends that play that game anyway to like suck me back in. Luckily,
I
but
feel that like all mine stopped playing, and I'm just like, why am I even here?
yeah, but then on top of that, it's like I think I remember rent for the houses being extremely high, and I was like, I am not like going through the whole process of like grinding for both levels and the cash just so I can scrape by and afford rent. It's like I can deal with
You
that
do
in the
that enough
real
in real
world. I don't want to
world.
deal with that in my downtime on a video game.
Yeah, you play games to de-stress, not like, stress about other stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. But that's the thing with MMOs. Is like that's how they're built.
Yeah. Like I can
So
go super hard on Final Fantasy 14, basically play it all day and night, then suddenly log out one day and never touch it for a few more months.
yeah. All right. Well, should we wrap it up there? I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to us ramble about various topics. We will see you guys in the next episode. Adios.
See ya.
Yeah.